Have you ever stepped into your own living room or your bedroom, or maybe even your kitchen, and instead of feeling calm, you felt a little anxious, a little overwhelmed, maybe even tired? Not because of the chores, not because of the day, but simply because of the stuff around you. You are not alone. For many of us, over the age of 60, our homes are filled with memories, keepsakes, and things we once thought we might need someday. But over time, all that just in case starts turning into in the way. And here's something you may not know. Clutter doesn't just take up space on your shelves. It takes up space in your mind. It weighs on your energy. It affects your focus, your sleep, and yes, even your mood. But here's the good news. You don't need to get rid of everything. You don't need to overhaul your house overnight. What you need is a gentle shift. Today, we're uncovering 20 small but powerful habits that seniors with calm, clean, and joyful homes follow every single day. These aren't extreme changes. They're simple steps anyone can take, no matter your age or your space. And make sure to stay with me until the end, because I'll reveal the number one mistake, the emotional trap, that keeps most seniors stuck with clutter longer than they should. It's something almost no one talks about, but once you hear it, it might change everything. So take a deep breath and let's begin. One room, one item, and one peaceful habit at a time. 1. The bedroom, the foundation of rest. Let's begin in the place where every day ends. Your bedroom. It's supposed to be a sanctuary, a space for calm, for comfort, and for sleep. But for many older adults, it quietly becomes something else, a storage space, a catch-all, a room that feels more stressful than soothing. Now take a moment and think about your closet. How many items are in there that you haven't worn in the past 2 years? Maybe they don't fit quite right. Maybe they're out of style. Or maybe they remind you of a time that's long gone, and you just haven't had the heart to let them go. But here's the truth. When your closet is overstuffed, your mornings get harder. Decision fatigue kicks in, and suddenly, even choosing what to wear feels like a chore. Start small. Pick just one item of clothing, one you haven't worn, don't love, or forgot you even owned, and let it go. You are not losing anything. You are gaining space, ease, and peace of mind. Now let's talk about bedding. Old pillows, thin sheets, blankets that scratch instead of soothe. We keep them far longer than we should. But did you know that your bedding affects not just your sleep quality, but also your breathing and overall health? Experts recommend replacing your pillows every 1 to 2 years, not just for comfort, but to reduce dust mites and allergens that build up over time. And your sheets? They should feel soft and inviting, not rough, not faded, just restful. One woman I spoke with, Eleanor, age 73, told me she didn't realize how much her bedroom was draining her until she finally bought new sheets and cleared off her nightstand. That night, she said, she slept deeper than she had in months. Here's a thought. If your bedroom doesn't feel like rest, maybe it's time to let go of what's no longer helping you rest. So today, just ask yourself, what's one small thing in your bedroom, one pillow, one shirt, one drawer that you can release? Because letting go of clutter in your bedroom is the very first step to waking up with more clarity, more comfort, and more energy for the day ahead. 2. The garage. Where guilt hides. Now let's head to a part of the home that many of us avoid. The garage. For some, it's a workshop. For others, it's a storage room. But for most, it becomes the final resting place for things we don't know what to do with, or can't quite bring ourselves to let go of. Old tools, rusty lawn chairs, broken appliances we swore we'd fix one day, boxes filled with parts we no longer recognize. These items don't just take up space in the garage, they quietly carry guilt. We keep things because we think, maybe I'll use this again, or it would be wasteful to throw it out, or the hardest one, someone gave this to me and I don't want to be ungrateful. But here's a gentle truth. Guilt is not a good reason to hold on. If it's broken and you haven't fixed it in 12 months, you probably never will. If you haven't touched it in 5 years, chances are you never needed it to begin with. And if it was a gift, remember, the love came from the giving, not the object itself. Try this. Choose one item in your garage that you've been avoiding. Pick it up. Ask yourself, would I buy this again today? If the answer is no, then maybe it's time to thank it and let it go. Decluttering the garage isn't just about space. It's about releasing the weight of postponed decisions. It's about giving yourself permission to move forward, freely and without apology. Because your garage should be a place of purpose, not a museum of guilt. And when you clear out even one shelf, one box, or one dusty corner, you make room. Room for movement, room for clarity, and room for the things that truly matter to you today. 3. The kitchen. Simpler meals, happier moments. Now let's step into the heart of the home. The kitchen. It's where we cook, connect, and often gather. But when countertops are cluttered, drawers are crammed, and the pantry is packed with things we forgot we had, that heart starts to feel heavy. Let's start with the pantry. Have you ever reached to the back of a shelf and pulled out a can that expired years ago? You're not alone. Most of us keep more than we need, just in case. But expired food doesn't serve you. It takes up space, slows down meal prep, and in some cases, can even pose a health risk. Here's a simple practice. Once a month, check the expiration dates. Toss what's no longer fresh. And if there's something unopened that's still good, but you know you'll never eat it, donate it to a local food bank. That one small act can make your kitchen feel lighter and someone else's life a little easier. Now, let's talk about containers. You probably have a drawer full of plastic tubs, mismatched lids, and stained pieces that don't quite fit together. If you've ever spent 5 minutes digging for a matching lid, you know how frustrating it can be. The solution? Match them up. Keep only the containers and lids that work as a set. If you can't find the match, let it go. You deserve a kitchen that helps you, not one that slows you down. And then, the mugs. Oh, the mugs. Most of us have more coffee cups than we'll ever use. They come from vacations, gifts, or old office parties. But really, how many do you actually reach for every week? Keep the 2 or 3 that bring you joy or that fit just right in your hand. The rest? Donate them or repurpose them. A favorite old mug can become a planter or a pencil holder or even a keepsake jar. Remember this. A clean kitchen isn't about perfection. It's about creating a space where meals feel easier, where counters feel open, and where cooking feels like a joy instead of a chore. Because in this stage of life, your kitchen should serve you, not the other way around. 4. The living room. Space to truly live. Let's walk into the space where we're meant to relax, connect, and simply be. The living room. Over the years, this room often becomes a collection of everything: books, newspapers, throw pillows, trinkets, furniture we no longer use. It all finds a place. But eventually, it can stop feeling like a place for peace and start feeling like a place that presses in on you. So let's begin with something simple: paper clutter. Stacks of old magazines, catalogs, and newspapers build up quickly. We tell ourselves we'll read them later, but months, even years go by, and they just sit there, gathering dust. Here's a new habit. If a magazine is more than 6 months old and you haven't touched it, recycle it. If you see something worth saving, an article, a recipe, a quote, Take a photo with your phone. Let the rest go. Next, look at your throw pillows and blankets. What once made your space feel cozy can, over time, become flat, faded, and filled with allergens. Pick up a pillow. Does it still feel soft? Supportive? If not, it may be time to replace it. A few fresh, clean, well-chosen pieces will make your living room feel more open and more restful. Now glance around the shelves, coffee table, and side tables. Are they filled with souvenirs, little figurines, candles, photos in mismatched frames? It's easy to collect things over a lifetime, but too many of them can overwhelm the eye and make it harder to relax. Instead of keeping everything, choose your favorites. 3 to 5 meaningful items that truly bring you joy. Rotate others if you'd like, or consider passing them on to someone who would treasure them. A little breathing room on your shelves goes a long way for the mind. And finally, take a fresh look at your furniture. Are there chairs no one sits in? A table that blocks your path? An entertainment center that's mostly filled with dust? One woman I met, Susan, age 67, removed just 2 pieces from her living room: a bulky side table and an old cabinet. The difference was instant. She said, "It feels like the room is finally breathing again." So pause here. Take a look around your living room right now. What's one item, one piece of furniture, one pillow, one pile of paper that no longer serves you? When you make space in this room, you're not just decluttering your home. You're creating room for presence, peace, and for the people you love to feel welcome. 5. The office. Mental clarity. One paper at a time. Let's take a walk. Not into a loud or messy space, but into the quiet clutter we often try to ignore. The home office. This might be a full room, a desk in the hallway, or even just a corner with piles of papers and tangled cords. It may look small, but it carries big weight. Paper clutter isn't just physical. It's emotional. Every unopened envelope, outdated receipt, or half-read letter sends a message. You're behind. It makes simple tasks, like paying bills or finding a document, feel stressful before you even begin. But here's the truth. You don't need to handle it all in one day. What you need is a calm start. Begin with one pile. Pick up each paper and ask, "Do I truly need this?" Tax documents should be kept for at least 7 years. Legal paperwork, medical records, or home ownership documents, those stay. But old receipts, expired coupons, outdated manuals, and old magazine clippings, you can let those go. Shred what's sensitive. Recycle the rest. Next, let's talk about electronics. Most of us have a drawer full of mystery cords, random chargers, maybe even an old phone or two. If you don't know what a cord connects to, or you haven't used that gadget in over a year, it's safe to say it's no longer needed. Local stores and recycling centers often take e-waste. Free up that drawer for things you actually use. Now look at your office supplies. Pens that no longer write, markers that dried up 5 years ago, sticky notes that don't stick. Choose the ones that work. Keep just a few extras. Donate the rest to a school, church, or shelter that can use them. What you're doing here isn't just decluttering. You're creating mental space. A clear surface tells your brain, you're in control. So today, pick one area. A desk drawer, a paper stack, a cable basket. Start there. Just 5 or 10 minutes can make a visible difference on not just in your office, but in how your day feels from beginning to end. Because clarity begins with space, and peace begins with letting go. 6. The bathroom. Clean, safe, and simple. The bathroom may be the smallest room in the house, but for many seniors, it's one of the most important. This space should feel clean, peaceful, and safe. Yet all too often, it becomes cluttered with old products, expired items, and tripping hazards. Let's begin with expired medications. Many of us keep bottles for years, even after we stop using them. We save them just in case. But the truth is, expired medication can be less effective or even harmful. Go through your medicine cabinet, check the dates, toss anything expired or unused. Don't flush them. Many pharmacies offer safe disposal. Next, look at toiletries. Lotions, shampoos, half-used creams. We buy them, try them, then forget them. If it's been sitting untouched for months, it's time to let it go. Old products lose effectiveness and may collect bacteria. Keep only the essentials you use daily. Fewer items make the bathroom easier to clean and much more relaxing. Now, towels. Take a moment to check your towel shelf. Are they soft or rough and worn? You don't need a dozen mismatched towels. Keep a few that feel good on your skin and dry quickly. Donate old ones to animal shelters or repurpose them as cleaning rags. Now let's talk safety. Bathrooms can be slippery, especially with clutter underfoot. Add non-slip mats to the floor and inside the tub or shower. Install grab bars near the toilet or shower area if needed. Keep the floor clear. Place items you use daily within easy reach to avoid bending or stretching. A tidy bathroom isn't just pretty, it's safer. Let me tell you about Martha, age 75. She told me she used to dread getting ready in the morning. Her counter was full, drawers jammed, and towels stacked everywhere. One weekend, she cleared the clutter. When she finished, she smiled and said, "Now it feels like I'm starting my day in peace, not in a mess." You deserve that feeling too. Today, choose one shelf, one drawer, or even one towel. Let go of what's no longer useful. Create space for calm. Because a safe, simple bathroom is more than clean. It's comforting. 7. Understanding the emotional trap. As we move from room to room, clearing out clutter, organizing shelves, and making space for peace, we eventually reach a place that's harder to clean. Not a drawer, not a closet, but the heart. Because for most of us, clutter isn't just physical, it's emotional. Maybe it's a sweater from someone we've lost. Maybe it's a vase we never liked, but someone gave it to us as a gift. Or maybe it's something we bought years ago, used once, and kept because it cost good money. And suddenly, that small item carries guilt, memory, and hesitation. This is what I call the emotional trap, the silent weight that keeps us holding on to things long after they've stopped serving us. We say to ourselves, "I can't get rid of this. What if I need it one day?" Or, "It was expensive, I shouldn't waste it." Or hardest of all, "This belonged to someone I loved. If I let it go, does that mean I'm letting them go too?" The truth is, those feelings are completely normal. But they don't always lead to peace. In fact, they often keep us stuck, and that's where the real clutter begins, not just in our homes, but in our minds. Here's the gentle truth. You are not the memories you keep in boxes. You are the stories you carry, the love you share, and the life you live today. Letting go of an object doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean dishonoring the past. It means choosing to live lighter, with more intention and more space for what matters now. You can still honor the memory. One woman I spoke with kept her mother's teacups for years, never used them, just dusted them. Finally, she chose one cup, placed it by her reading chair, and donated the rest. "Now," she said, "I think of her every time I sip my tea, and I'm not overwhelmed by a full cabinet." You can take a photo, write a note, tell someone the story behind the item. Keep one piece, not 20. When you release something with love, you don't lose the meaning. You pass it on, sometimes to someone who truly needs it. Ask yourself this: does this item bring me peace or pressure? If it brings peace, it stays. If it brings guilt, heaviness, or a feeling of "I should," it may be time to say goodbye. Because your home should reflect your present, not just your past, and you deserve to walk through it freely, without emotional weight on every shelf. Letting go isn't forgetting. It's remembering with love and choosing to live well right now. 8. The unexpected benefit. By now, you've probably realized decluttering isn't just about organizing stuff. It's not just about cleaning. It's something deeper, something gentler, and something far more powerful than many people ever expect. Because when you start letting go of what you no longer need, you begin to discover what you truly want. And the biggest surprise? It isn't an emptier shelf. It's a lighter heart. We often begin the process thinking we're just tidying up. Maybe we're trying to make the house safer or easier to clean. Maybe we're downsizing. Maybe we just want to stop tripping over things. But as you move through each room, removing what's broken, what's unused, what no longer brings you joy, something shifts. There's more light in the room, more space to breathe, and more silence. The good kind, the peaceful kind, the kind that makes you feel like everything is finally in its place. That's the unexpected benefit. Clarity. Clarity in your home, clarity in your mind. And for many people, clarity about what they want their next chapter to look like. You see, a cluttered home quietly affects your confidence. You might stop inviting people over. You might avoid certain rooms. You might feel like you're always behind, always dealing with things you don't have the energy to fix. But when the clutter goes, confidence grows. Energy returns. Even joy returns. I've spoken with dozens of older adults who said the same thing in different ways. I didn't know how heavy it all was until I let it go. Some found more time in their day. Some found it easier to sleep. Some found that their anxiety, which they thought came from age or health, was really just tied to their environment. And here's something else that happens: connection. When you declutter, you make space not just for peace, but for people. Grandchildren can play without you worrying about them knocking something over. Friends can visit without you apologizing for the state of the house. Your home becomes welcoming again, not just neat, but open, alive. And then comes something even deeper: legacy. So many people worry about what their children or loved ones will have to deal with one day. I don't want them to be burdened, they say, and they're right to think about that. When you choose what to keep and what to release, you're not just decluttering, you're curating a story. You're deciding what matters, what gets passed down, and what can be let go. That's a powerful gift to give, both to yourself and to those you love. So take a breath, look around. You've already started the journey. One drawer, one corner, one moment at a time. And know this: the real result isn't just a cleaner house. It's waking up in a space that feels like peace. Moving through your day without distraction or overwhelm. Feeling in control, not behind. Feeling proud of the space you've created. You deserve that. You've earned that. So if you're still wondering where to start, go back to the beginning. Pick one room, one item, one gentle choice. Because the surprising gift of letting go is that it gives something back: clarity, confidence, calm. And in the quiet of that new space, you'll realize this isn't just a cleaner home, this is a freer life. We've spent this time walking through the quiet corners of your home. But what we've really done is walk through the corners of your life, the places where memory, routine, and meaning meet. Along the way, maybe you found a drawer that felt heavier than it looked, or a keepsake that made you pause, or maybe you simply realized, I've been carrying more than I need to, and that realization is not small. It's powerful. Because decluttering isn't just about getting rid of things. It's about getting closer to yourself, to what truly matters, and to what makes you feel free, comfortable, and at peace in your own space. You've taken a quiet, brave step, and I want you to honor that. Don't worry about doing everything today. You don't need a perfect home. You need a home that supports you, one that breathes with you, moves with you, and gives back the calm you've earned. So here's something simple. Choose one space. A shelf, a box, a small pile on the table. Let something go with love. And when you do, take a breath and notice what fills the space instead. Sometimes it's peace. Sometimes it's light. Sometimes it's just relief. If this video helped you slow down, reflect, or feel understood, I'd be honored if you'd share it. Maybe with a friend, a sibling, or someone walking through a similar season of life. And if you'd like to keep exploring together, you can subscribe. There's always more gentle wisdom ahead. Here at Thoughtful Elders Insight, we believe that age brings clarity, not clutter, and that it's never too late to live more simply, more meaningfully, and more peacefully. You're not alone in this journey, and I'm so glad you're here.